Follow your passions and chase your dreams. Are you struggling with this? Do you have things that you feel called to do that you want to do so bad it burns inside like a white hot desire? But it's hard to do those things, or maybe make your passion become a side hustle and make your side hustle become your full-time career. Wouldn't that be a dream come true? What do you love to do that you would love to make your full-time career? Well, I think it's a long process, and few and far in between people can just really do what they love passionately. And a lot of people spend their lives living in quiet desperation. I want to tell you my story a little bit and my perception on this. I believe I'm qualified to talk about this because I ended up sleeping in my car, chasing my first big dream, which was doing music obsessively. I lost everything. I couldn't stop. It was like a drug to me, and I thought I was going to blow up and money was going to fall from the sky, and somehow I was going to make it if I just tried harder. Um, this was a long time ago. I didn't have a real grip on the reality of finance and responsibility, and how you can feel like the weight of life and responsibility. Your responsibilities are like a speeding freight train that won't stop. It won't stop. The bills will never stop coming. And it can really drive you into depression if you're doing what you hate doing and you're not making good money doing it anyways. And it really sucks that the world that we live in is monetized and it's commercialized, and it's not fair. So you have to do something to make sure you have some type of stability so you can chase your passions and your dreams. And it might be just painting and doing art. Well, maybe what you love doing, you don't want to make any money at, right? Because when you turn something into a business and now you make money doing it, it really can take the joy and passion and life out of it and turn it into a grind. Now you feel like you have to do it. That's no fun. So maybe you don't want to, right? Maybe you just love doing photography. Maybe you love making music and it makes you happy, right? And you're happy. As long as you're happy, that's what matters. But if you want to make money at it, well, you have to find a way to monetize it. And if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You've heard that, right? Well, if you can at least monetize something a little bit in the beginning, or find a way to do something you love that also pays the bills, it's going to be tough. You become what's called like a starving artist. And but you can be very happy if you have a day job that pays the bills, right? But anyways, there comes a point, and this is what this video is about. If you're dying inside and you're struggling and it's so hard. I'm actually here finishing up editing a video right now in my studio. I just got done shooting a module for my new course that came out recently. It's called the Business Marketing Blueprint. I don't know why I'm doing a plug right now, but I don't ever do plugs on this channel. KeithKelfis.com/BMB, as in Business Marketing Blueprint. KeithKelfis.com/BMB. If you happen to be in a small business and you don't understand marketing, check it out. This course will teach you. It's one of my lower tier courses, so it's not very expensive, but what you get in there will teach you so much about how to market your small business. So, but anyways, that's one of my passions and my side hustles, is doing all this stuff. But anyways, there comes a point where you get so sick and tired and you're just dying inside that you have to pursue your passion and do what makes you light up and what makes you happy, or else you're not going to be a happy person, right? And if you find a way to monetize it, then that's even better. Now, once you're stable and you've got the survival thing down, you know how to at least survive. You understand if you do X, Y, and Z and you keep repeating those things 40, 50, 60 hours a week, you're going to get the bills paid. Now you can start to squeeze in 10 hours a week doing your passion, right? And if you just come home and you're tired and you go to bed and exhausted, it's not going to happen. You're never going to grow it. You have to put in that extra even 5 hours a week to get this passion thing off the ground. So only when the pain gets worse than when the pain of changing is less painful than the pain of staying the same, then you'll change. Sometimes people only change when the pain gets so bad that it's actually less painful to just start doing the thing and start moving forward. And if you're a perfectionist and you're analyzing it all, trust me, it'll get a point where the pain is so badful that you'll just start moving forward and doing it because you can't take it anymore, right? You can't do any more research. You can't learn more about it. You just have to start executing and going out there. And you know what? If you want to make an omelet, sometimes you got to break a couple eggs. So that's my encouragement to you, is just to realize this isn't a black or white situation. It's not all or none. This is on a gradient. And the more uncomfortable you get being the same in your life and not having the results you want, because you're holding on. There's a story of, like, in Africa, there are these poachers who hunt monkeys. Monkeys are very smart, but they're not that smart. They'll bore a hole inside of a tree and put like a Brazil nut in the tree. But the hole is so small that it's only big enough for the monkey to squeeze their tiny hand through so they can grab the nut, right? But once they grab the nut, now they can't get their hand out of the tree. And the poacher can literally walk up with a knife and cut the monkey's head off, because the monkey is so greedy that he won't even let go of the nut to save his own life. He can't help it, right? We're so obsessed with our survival that we will keep working 40, 50, 60, 70 hours a week just to pay the bills. And we're so afraid to let go of a little bit of lifestyle or pack a lunch or get rid of something or figure out how to, because sometimes 60 hours a week is barely enough for you to make your bills. 70 hours a week, right? I don't know you. You might not make that good of money, right? I know exactly what it's like to literally have to work 70 hours a week for 5 freaking years straight just to make it work. And that's a very frustrating place to be in, right? Very frustrating, because now you don't have any energy to do anything else and you're just running on a hamster wheel. So it's like you got to figure out and get a minimum viable system down of how you're going to make it work, and get bullheaded and dog-headed determined that you're going to figure out how to make this work so you can eventually one day get to your passions. And it might take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. And I learned this amazing thing by Stephen R. Covey, author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I used to work in this horrible body shop, like, where they fix cars for $9.50 an hour when I was like 25. As a winter job in between landscaping. I hated it, dude, but I was broke and I didn't have a choice, right? And I would sneak in the bathroom and pretend I was using the bathroom, but I would read this book. I read it like several times. You can get an audiobook, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Stephen R. Covey talks about, while you're doing your main thing, you're digging in like the stream, the river. Every once in a while, even if you don't have time, you have to make the time to move the shovel over and just dig one shovel, even if it's one shovel scoop a week for 5 minutes, and it makes to start carving out another river, right? And even though there's no river and you're just taking little shovel scoops out here and there, when you're making time, little by little over time, at some point, water is going to start to divert and you're going to get a little tiny stream. And you still got to keep doing your main thing, but just little by little, you just keep chipping away at the old block. And little by little, that little stream will open up and turn into a little tiny creek. And that creek will turn into a river, and then it'll turn into a rushing river. I've watched this happen in my own life. I knew I had to start. So on top of working, I'm not kidding, 90 hours a week, getting my own landscaping business going and landscaping like crazy. God, it's so stressful. I've spent the last 15 years trying to get these streams going upon repeated failure and failed businesses and that I've had before. And little by little, I got a stream going. And it took 5 years to turn that stream into multiple streams. And now a couple of them are rivers. And now I have multiple streams of income that flow into my life residually that just keep coming and coming and coming. And sometimes it's been the amount of money I've made in 1 month is the same amount of money that it's taken me 6 months to make in a job I made literally while I was sleeping or touching buttons on my phone. And it's changed my entire life. But it's taken years of blood, sweat, and tears. And it's only got me this far. But the whole point of everything I'm talking about is I found out how to turn my passion into a side hustle, what I love doing, which is I love making videos and creating art and editing things and making funny videos on the internet. And I've figured out how to monetize that in several different ways. And but it took years of research and investing in online courses and trying stuff that didn't work. But I'm finally making money doing something that I love doing. How about you? I want to know in the comments below, what's your passion? What is something that you would love to turn into a side hustle? How can you do that and eventually monetize it? How can you, what can you do? And I want you to start doing it right away, whatever it is that you love, even if it doesn't make you any money, right? But the cool thing about in today's world with the internet, you can make money doing anything. Let me tell you a story. And Damon John in this book, though, he's the Shark Tank guy, right? This book about the power of broke. He said he like gets out of his like luxury Mercedes at a nightclub, VIP parking, and this young kid steps out of like a Maybach. It's like a $200,000 car or something, and the kid looks like he's like 18. And Damon John walks up to him. He says, "Hey kid, you're 18 years old. What are you doing driving a Maybach?" And the kid goes, "Oh, I make a lot of money on Instagram." He goes, "Doing what?" He goes, "Well, I'm like an artist and I make these t-shirts that are custom and I only sell 50, like each week or each month or something. And they're like, they're very expensive and they're exclusive. And I tell my Instagram audience that this shirt will never be available, or this painting or whatever it is, it will never be available ever, 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 ever again. And there's only 50 for sale, and you better get them now at this price because..." And then what it is, it's fear of missing out and exclusivity. He says they sell out all the time, and he has, he's selling like thousands and thousands of things on Instagram by doing this. And Damon was like, that's genius. He said, I didn't think the way the kid was blowing his money was very smart at all. But nonetheless, he figured out, 18-year-old kid, how to make what he said at the time was like 50 grand a month or something on Instagram. I can't verify that at all. But there are weird things. Now that's art. It's making t-shirts or photography. You can become a photographer or be starting a wedding photography or videography business, whatever it is for you, right? You can start a YouTube channel. But if you quote unquote go all in, which means you just make a decision to go for it, you can add a lot of value to the world. And think about all the people that would benefit from you living out and being a creator and doing the passion that God instilled inside of you anyways. Like, there's a reason this passion is inside of you, because you're supposed to do that thing, right? So don't let anybody stop you or discourage you from doing what you love to do. So fast forward 10 years later, I built my own little recording studio in there. I've got a microphone and recording equipment, and I'm making a new song. Yeah, it's not very good yet, but it'll be good, and I'm happy doing it. All right, my friend, I wish you the best of success. I got to do a little bit more work. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I've already been working for 16 hours today. I don't even count. I don't care. All I know is I got dreams, dog. Peace.